Becca in studio with us of VitalityTab. Location is downtown San Diego and Carmel Valley. So nowadays, I think it's hard to decipher, what is Michelle back in studio too with us. What is real when it comes to health and fitness? So I feel like juicing. Let's do some fact versus fiction when it comes to juicing. I've never been into juicing. Never even tried to juice. Never stopped by your place, which I should.
I can't believe you've never stopped by. I should have brought some.
I'm not down there.
Take this segment.
I'm not down there.
I should have brought some with me. I don't know what I was thinking. I feel bad now.
Yeah, don't feel bad. Oscar vouched for you, and for sure. So, fact versus fiction. I want to kind of go through the juicing 101, the fast fix myth with regard to juicing. I think that some people think that juicing, I'm going to lose 20 pounds, and that's my answer. What do you say to those people?
Well, it's like anything you do. You go to the gym once, you're not going to lose 20 pounds. It has to be a consistent habit, which is why I think VitaliTab is so great. It's so fast. It's so easy. You don't have to clean your juicer. You don't even have to buy a juicer. My boyfriend has one, and before I worked at VitaliTab,
is this the guy you were talking about that walked in?
No,
that guy?
no, it's not him.
I'm just saying.
My legitimate boyfriend.
Okay.
That's where you're going to go with this segment?
Illegitimate and legitimate one. Gotcha. Okay.
But he has a juicer, and we would spend some time juicing, and it took forever at our house. Mm-hmm. And cleaning the juicer is a total pain. Or you could walk into VitalityTab. You don't have to do any of the cleanup, and we make it for you in 30 seconds. And that, then you don't have any excuses to make juicing a regular part of your day. When you make it a regular part of your day, that's when you're going to feel, the effects and the benefits. I mean, yeah, you can come in and have one juice and you're going to love it and you're going to feel good. But in order to see, the long effects of it, you're going to have to come in.
But is this like a juicing all day type of thing, or is this like a meal replacement type of thing?
It could be both.
Or
we do have cleanses where you can buy them by the day and, do nothing but juice all day. You can come in and get a single juice, for your lunch. It depends on you and what you want or are in the mood for.
What about typically what does the juice entail? One of your juices?
Well, our most popular, it's the undressed greens. So you're getting a lot of greens in there, as well as some green apple and lemon. So it's got kale, romaine, celery, cucumber, ginger, lemon, green apple. It's super tasty, but you're still getting tons of nutrients from the healthy greens that are involved.
Now, you guys sell, I know you can walk in, you can buy a juice, but you can also buy it in bulk, right? And actually take the stuff. I see these guys and gals walking out with like these huge gallons of.
Oh, yeah. They come in 3 sizes. So we have a 16 ounce, which is just your cup. You can grab and go. We have a 32 ounce bottle, which is kind of the in-between. And we also sell it by the growler. So you can buy this super sweet grass growler, fill it with, a juice from our menu. You also have the ability to create your own juice. Someone came in today and just got a grapefruit and orange juice, and we filled her growler with that. So
life expectancy, shelf expectancy on something like that.
The growler itself, we use a centrifugal juicer, so we give it about a 2-day shelf life. The sooner you drink it, the better. Yeah. We also have cold pressed juice, so it's just a different way of extracting the juice from the produce. We use 2,000 pounds of pressure to kind of squeeze the produce, and we get the juice that way. That has a longer shelf life of about 5 days. It's also a little bit more nutrient dense because of the way we juice it. But yeah, we have those as well to grab and go.
Perfect.
Number 2 on this list was I have to starve. And I think that most people think that they can't eat if they're juicing. I've had brother-in-laws that just juice for X amount of weeks straight. And that's going to be their ticket.
Right.
And it seems like it doesn't stick long-term, where if you're just implementing it once a day or, having it part of your everyday, then it makes more impact. So what do you say to someone that thinks that they have to starve in order to juice?
Yeah, well, my boyfriend can attest to this. I get real hangry real quick. And when I'm on, like, for example, the cleanses that we offer at VitalityTab, we have 3 different kinds. If you're doing a 1 day, if you're doing a 3 day, if you're doing an 8 day, I eat on mine because I get too hungry. As long as you're incorporating foods that are raw, that are good for you and easy to digest, it's not going to kill the benefit of a cleanse. You can choose to not eat if you want to, and that's great. But if you want to eat and incorporate something, like almonds, celery, fruits, things like that, that's great too.
How often is a cleanse recommended?
That's an excellent question. I think it really depends on the person. We have people come in and who do them once a season. You could do it, really as often or as you want.
All right. And Anthony, just to kind of piggyback off of you and you were saying, as far as like some people thinking that they need to starve and they're pushing, all they're doing is taking juices. The thing is, the proof is in the pudding. If it's not producing any results, then there's obviously something you're not doing right. And I think sometimes we use as an excuse of not to do something versus you can still integrate juicing. I personally think that as a meal replacement or two, I think it's great. Me personally, because I love to eat. Like I have to
you're not gonna
have
skip that.
Yeah, I have to have the foods. But again, it's a fine balance between prepping your foods, between integrating a VitalityTab juice, between having the conveniency of picking up a 50 food meal. It's convenient for you. We just tend to make it a challenge.
And I think that for those of us, I'm this way where I can eat the chicken, the meat, all that kind of stuff. I can eat the rice, all that kind of stuff. But the veggies I lack, the fruit I lack.
Love the veggies.
Yeah, and so that's where you know me. I don't eat enough. So like if I'm going to eat, I got to make sure that I eat my protein, my carbs, and I don't really integrate that as much. So I think that would be a good.
And that's why it's
fix
so
for
great.
people.
I don't like to eat my greens either. I'll have like a handful of spinach with dinner. That's not nearly enough greens and nutrients anyone needs in a day. You come to VitalityTab, you get a juice, even a 16 ounce, you do a cleanse. Let's talk about our Greens Feast cleanse really quick.
Let's
pretend we're just going to do a 1 day.
Okay.
We're starting out easy.
Okay.
That 1 day cleanse has about 22 pounds of organic produce.
Nice.
I can't eat 22 pounds of organic produce in 2 weeks, let alone consume all of that in 1 day.
And this is juicing for the day.
Yes, you get.
How many pounds again? I'm sorry.
It's
22.
about 22 pounds for a 1 day Greens Feast.
Okay.
And that's 16 ounce cold pressed juices. But even if you're coming in and just getting, a 1 16 ounce to grab and go with you, that's still more greens in that one juice than I personally eat all day. And I would like to consider myself a pretty healthy person.
I don't want to change gears here real quick, but first thing that pops into mind is wheatgrass, because I know I've gone in there taking some shots. How does that kind of play into all this?
Well, we actually don't serve wheatgrass. We do a dandelion shot because dandelion
what it was.
is actually more nutrient dense than wheatgrass is. Dandelion actually is the most nutrient dense green you can get. So we don't actually offer wheatgrass. We do dandelion instead, and it's better for you.
Gotcha. A shot of that is equivalent to how much greens? I mean, is that enough to cover my day?
No, it's not enough to cover your day, but it is incredibly good for you, and you're going to feel good for doing it. We also offer a ginger shot, which I'm obsessed with. I take one pretty much every day. Little cayenne in there. I like to describe it as like a really good punch in the face.
Awesome.
It's going to wake you up.
That
It's going to
sounds
give you
good.
energy.
Awesome.
No, it's really good. Everyone who takes it is like, wow, it felt great.
And cayenne pepper also helps with weight loss too, so it's a double whammy.
Yeah.
When it comes to the cleanse, give me some benefits of the cleanse, because I feel like shock my body if you're going to give me 22 pounds of a cleanse in a day. What is that going to do to me, and what are the benefits of it?
Yeah. Well, first of all, you're going to be really full when you're doing like a juice. We have 3 different cleanses. We have a juice feast, a greens feast, and a tonic tea. And because the juice feast and the greens feast have so much produce in them, people actually find themselves being quite full when doing our cleanses. The benefits include, you're going to have, lots of energy because you're absorbing so many nutrients. And because you're consuming nothing but juice, it gives your body a break from constantly having to digest the food you're eating and those types of things. And so your body can just absorb the nutrients right away without working for it. So essentially, you're giving your digestive tract a break, and you're still getting all of the nutrients you need without actually eating anything.
Got it. Yeah, right.
Interesting. Yeah, I think that's actually been one of my challenges just last year. Was my body, I think, was in overdrive trying to break down a lot of protein that I was taking.
Absolutely.
And that's kind of one of the things that I've been looking into is obviously like, how do I get into one of these cleanses? A week for me, I think, would be ideal. As far as, and I would do it in a way, like you mentioned in the beginning, where you're still integrating good food, right? You're just cutting certain things out.
Exactly.
And you integrate the juices that'll help kind of flow things through.
Okay, so for someone like me, like I would be afraid, like you hear like the cleanses and the juices, like losing weight and shedding weight, where I can't afford to do that. I just have to incorporate that in addition to, and I wouldn't risk that. Or
well, here's the thing, man. If you're eating the foods, if you're eating enough food and the right foods, and you're integrating the juices, you're taking in the greens, you're still cleaning yourself out. There'll be some pounds lost, but it's what you're losing. I've always said, people say, well, I've dropped an X amount of pounds, but yeah, you also lost muscle too. So it's focusing on the right tissues, and this should trigger some fat loss. More importantly, a lot of the toxins that we're holding in our body internally that we don't see. That's the weight you want to lose.
Right.
Becca, tell us about, before we go to break here, the different locations. Where can we find you guys throughout San Diego?
Yeah, so our first and original location is downtown San Diego. It's right on the corner of 1st and G. So if you know where the Ralph's downtown or Horton Plaza, we're right kitty corner from those. We're located inside of a nutrition zone, right there on the corner. Not super easy to find, a lot of people tell us, but I'm hoping now that everyone knows we're inside of the nutrition zone, some of those key areas, we're right downtown. We just opened up a second location up in Carmel Valley a couple months ago, and that's in the new shopping complex there with the Trader Joe's, the Crunch Fitness. We're right next to a Starbucks. We just opened up a couple months ago, and we're doing really great over there too.
Perfect. Great stuff. Okay, and then VitalityTab.com, the website.
Correct.
Go get the information there. I think that is good to get the education part of it, like we talked about earlier in the show. So stay tuned. We'll be back. You've been listening to Core Hour Live on ESPN 1700.